Thank you very much for arranging this panel and having me moderate it. It's on harbor pollution, and I've seen we've gone English in our spelling here. Was there a reason for that? Harbor? So we have, do I have my first slide? I have my first slide. Right and left. Okay, so I am the moderator, and I have dealt with many types of pollution in my history. Nutrient pollution, oil and gas pollution, more recently BP, Deepwater Horizon pollution. So I've seen some of it. I don't know about all of it, but I do know enough that I can hopefully guide us to tell you something that you might not already know, which would be good. We're joined by Holly Greening from the Tampa Bay Estuary Program. Holly has been there quite a while, just like I've been at LumCon quite a while. And I've been working with her over the years, and if you look at her resume, you see that she is the ultimate volunteer. Because she does such a good job at what she does when she's volunteered to serve, and so we're happy to have Holly here. I just met David Blazer, who's with the Port of Baltimore, and he has had many hats before, some wind energy knowledge, some fishery management knowledge, and in his current position, if he hasn't already, a lot of policy regulations and making decisions. And then Troy Pierce, who I've known not quite as long, longer than David, but not as long as Holly, is with the Gulf of Mexico program, and he's the chief scientist at the EPA Gulf of Mexico program. I got an award yesterday. So that was good. It'll send me to sea this summer. He's done a lot of work with native communities, not just in Louisiana, but all around the world, and especially in Southeast Asia, where we all know that they're some of the most vulnerable people for having sea level rise take away the places that they live. Not that South Louisiana isn't in the same situation. So I just wanted to start this off just with a definition of pollution, which is the one that I accept. It's from the United Nations GASAMP program. And this was written a long time ago before political correctness, but I'm sure the men did it all anyway, and the women weren't to blame. So it's the introduction by humans, directly or indirectly, of substances or energy into the marine environment with deleterious effects to living resources, human health, and possibility of interrupting activities such as fisheries or tourism or things like that. So I always look at pollution as in the broader sense. It's not surprising from these NASA wonderful light pictures that we live near the coast and the cities are near the coast. And there's a huge list of pollutants that sometimes people don't think of anything other than a polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbon. They don't think about litter. Well, litter is obvious, but litter in the ocean is also a huge problem. They might not think of noise unless they're trying to sleep under an airplane right away. Litter, more new things that are coming online, endocrine disruptors. So we have a whole lot of pollutants that we need to be concerned with, and they do interact with each other. They also interact with multiple stressors. There are so many things that happen in relationship to pollution that it's difficult to separate them out, such as changes in hydrology, which might make a pollutant more residual in an environment and therefore more of a public health hazard to human beings. So there are all kinds of other things that interact, and we will be hearing about, whoops, was told about this, nutrient over-enrichment, marine transportation, many of the things that happen in the Gulf of Mexico. So we're going to hear about many of these aspects this morning or this afternoon. Forgot, my day started here midway through. And also the fact that many pollutants come out of the end of a pipe, and those are much better regulated than things that come off of the land or that come out of the air, which are the non-point source pollutants. And in my opinion, we don't have the correct regulatory framework for dealing with those non-point sources, and some of that might come up in the discussion. And of course, this is an example of multiple stressors, people living near the coast and having some restricted waterways where pollutants, even harmful algal blooms, may become concentrated and lead to not only natural resource problems but human health problems as well. With that, we'll start with our panel, and we're starting with Holly. She has more time than the others because she's got a great story to tell about human beings and how they have conquered some of the pollution problems in Tampa Bay.